What's up?
Nice jump, Alistair.
Profit-basso Scrufix just resubed for 23 months. Cup of TEDS.
Thank you, grazie mille, amigo. GTI, GTI, GTI. So Lola, you actually work for Twitch, is that right? You're like a paid employee. Are you based in California or whatever? Where they are based, I'm sure. Silicon Valley or somewhere like that. You're London based. Oh yeah, Frisco, of course. Frisco. Shit, I was there last year. I should have spun by the offices. Hi, it's me, Pyrion Flax, one of your top-rated streamers, no doubt. I'm in town for a couple of days and thought I'd stop by for some important meetings. Show me the money! Show me the money. Excuse me, sir. They've asked you to leave. Hi, is that the Twitch offices? Yes. I'm partnered. Can I just come in and wander around? I bet there are people that do that. Hi, I'm a Twitch streamer. I've got 8 subs and think I'd like a tour.
Jump,
I make you guys a lot of money
just
every
resubed
year.
for 88 months.
Grazie. I have 7 subscribers. I'm kind of disappointed there's not a red carpet for me. But we can look past that. Where is my champagne? Who's Drew Pritchard? Let me look that up. Drew Pritchard. Drew Pritchard. TV personality. The Antiques guy. Salvage Hunters. Well, so Drew Pritchard may well be a bald man, but he's a fucking hat wearer, so he's out. Did PPD retweet the GTI article? No way. That's fucking hilarious. That is hilarious. Yeah, no, exactly. Like, I mean, geez, they let anyone be a partner these days. So, Yimad, if you are there are obviously, you know, as a spokesperson for the bold community online, one of many, but certainly one of the more vocal ones. So first of all, if it is sunny outside, of course you are permitted to wear a hat. There's no question that bold people need to wear hats. In fact, most people should wear hats if it's sunny outside. Certainly, the higher the temperature, the higher the UV, a hat is just sense. That just makes sense. If it is very cold outside, we need to wear hats more than anybody. I have absolutely no issue with people wearing a hat. But if your go-to thing is that, and I'm looking at this Pritchard lad, every photo of him is wearing a fucking flat cap. He's indoors, he's wearing a hat. He's on TV, he's wearing a hat. There's only one reason. He's ashamed of his head. That's it. It's not cold there. They're indoors. If it is for practical purposes, or you are at a game, for example, if you're at a baseball game, you want to wear a baseball cap, or you're wearing a hat, again, because of the climate, that's different. But if you are wearing a character hat, like a character actor, a character hat, oh, I wear a flat cap, oh, I wear a fucking hat with a spinny thing on top that goes when you spin it, it's a character hat, right? It's not a practical hat. If you're doing that to try to jazz up the top of that dome, what you're saying is, I'm so ashamed of this, it's so plain, I need work. Be proud. You're a bald man. Alright? There's not that many of us. A lot of people out there with hairs. Look at all the fucking barbers. Look at all the fucking barbers out there, alright? A lot of people getting haircuts. Don't hide your shame. Because what you're saying is, I'm ashamed to be one of you. You should never be ashamed of who you are. Style choice, fuck off.
10 seconds remaining.
The only reason, I guarantee you this lad wasn't wearing that hat when he had hair. Suddenly he's bald, he wants to wear a fucking hat 24/7, fuck off.
Who's this?
Any bald man that wears a hat constantly.
Okay.
Munt has a full head of hair. If Munt was bald and continued wearing a hat, then I'd call him out on it. So, Wogan's Wizards. I believe Plague was not confident ahead of this game.
No, but I think it's probably just gonna like play down their chances. I reckon they've got a winnable stack here. I mean, Thomse is decent, and Clavis can maybe be decent on his day, but Samo fucking garbage.
Yeah.
Sublime Squelching, unimpressive. Gibbo, get him out.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
Whereas I think, in terms of the weaknesses for the Wizards, going late game is not one of them. I believe Plague said the other day that Wogan's Wizards are, in his view, and of course he's not biased, Ashwin, the best late game team in the competition. Best. That was his claim.
Yeah. I mean, I could see it.
Dire team pick.
I saw that the GME movie today.
The what movie?
The GameStop movie.
Oh, what is it?
It's about the whole
Wall Street bet stuff and everything. Really,
yeah.
I saw that recommended, but it was long, so I didn't click it. Is it good?
Yeah, it's very much done in the style of your Big Short, in that, like, you know, it's following the journey of multiple different, like, people involved in the story, like the people on the hedge fund side, and the like random. You know how it is in Big Short, where you're following like 3 different people who are all going for this. It's like pretty similar in it's called Dumb Money. It's pretty similar. You're like following like 3 or 4 different sets of people who are all somehow managed to get to the point where they're betting on this
And sorry, this is on Netflix or something?
No, I saw it in the cinema.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought this Dumb Money thing was I saw a YouTube vid about GME stuff, and I thought that was it. But so you're telling me that this is it. It's 2 hours 30 long. This is called financial advice. It's called By Folding Ideas, who I think is the guy that did the video about crypto.
Oh, I see. No, they've made like an actual movie.
Oh wow, and it's good.
It's not bad. I'd say the first like third is like a bit nuts. Like it doesn't really have like any direction. They're like trying to introduce all the different people you have to be following, but it's like nowhere near as compelling as it was in the Big Short.
I mean, that was just such a good movie though, Big Short.
Yeah. I think it just like starts off a bit shaky, but once it gets to the bit where, you know, it's all like fallen to pieces and like they're going to Congress and people are like, why the hell has this happened? Like who the hell is the fault? Then it's like really like the Big Short, where like all of a sudden all these stories of all these separate people like come together, and it's pretty good after that point. But yeah, I think it probably could have been cut down by like half an hour or so.
You know what? I think it's fascinating to me because my understanding of it is that obviously the Wall Street Bets subreddit organized a lot of people. This guy that they followed, I can't remember his name, but he basically would give tips and he would say, I think this is undervalued. I think that it's a grower. I think, you know, there's no reason for it to be valued this low, and people bought it and then they held on. And the problem for Wall Street was that in their mind, you had all these fucking amateurs coming in, buying these stocks and driving up the value, and all these guys that had puts or whatever it's called, so they were banking on it going lower, all that stuff. They were like, a short. Yeah. They were like, why the fuck who are these idiots? And it's weird because the fact that they went to Congress, which I remember reading about that at the time, the fact that they were like, this isn't right, they know that the way they're making money relies on people not doing this shit. Like, if people did this on the regular...
The house is meant to win.
Yes, of course.
And they're like really pissed off and about it not working for them.
But I just imagine there's no moral argument they can make. Like, if they're just saying, I'm not even going to try and argue this morally, I just don't want to lose, I'd have respect for that. I would respect that. I'm disgusted by the way that Wall Street acts. But at least the honesty I can respect. But if they're trying to make out this is wrong, you can fucking jog on. Like, these guys are doing exactly what you're doing. And I'm sorry if some people organized and decided to do it a way that loses you money, but I don't care if a hedge fund goes under. I really don't. Like, as long as a bunch of people, regular people, make money, I'm all for it. I don't know if they did. But the fact is...
Some people did, some people didn't.
Yeah, a lot of people that got in late lost money. It's the same as all this crypto shit. A bunch of people... I know people that made a ton of money from crypto. And I know also a lot of people that lost a shitload of money on crypto.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think if you're like interested in that sort of stuff, it's probably like worth a watch when it comes out on like some sort of streaming service.
Yeah, I'll watch it for that. I love financial stuff, business stuff.
Yeah, no, it is quite good. It's just like it's a bit weird at the start where you're like, I have no idea where this is going. Yeah. But it does get quite good, and there's like all like there's like the drama is done quite well.
5 seconds remaining.
And it kind of like it like builds up like very nicely, and then when it all comes crashing down, it's like quite it's still quite like an emotional thing.
Oh, it's got Paul Dano in it. I love Paul Dano.
Yeah.
He's excellent.
There was all this stuff with the Robin Hood guy. He like shut down trading on GME. And then they like banned the Wall Street Bets subreddit. Like there was all this drama about like people trying to stop the stopped the
Didn't it
hype.
become subscriber, like not subscriber movie, you had to be invited or whatever? The other movie that wasn't The Big Short about the crash, the Steve Carell one. The Big Short was the Steve Carell one.
10 seconds remaining.
The Big Short had Steve Carell in. Margin Call was the one that had
5
Kevin
seconds
Spacey
remaining.
in, and the guy who was in Heroes, whose name I can never remember. He was Spock in the rebooted Star Trek, sorry. And it had Paul Bettany in. Yeah, Margin Call. That was the one. Zachary Quinto. Yes, thank you. Yeah, so I mean, I like the Margin Call has some really good scenes, but it's not as fun as The Big Short, and I think the reason for that is Margin Call, Michael Lewis wrote The Big Short, and I read the book and I loved it. I read all his books as soon as they come out. I love his writing style.
What other books has he done?
He did Moneyball.
Did he?
Yeah. So he did a book called
10
Liar's
seconds
Poker,
remaining.
which is about his time working on Wall Street in the 80s.
5
Very
seconds
interesting.
remaining.
He did a book called The Blind Side, which is about, it was made into a terrible film, which was about the birth of a certain position in American football, which is like the outside lineman, the defensive lineman, I think it's called. Something like that. Either way, that's a really good book. He did one called The Fifth Estate, which is about when Donald Trump took over and what that meant for like the Department of the Environment, Department for Energy, and how the incoming administration and the people that he'd employed in these positions just were a fucking disaster, and how all these people who had years of experience across multiple different presidents and were completely on board for America. They weren't about politics. They were just doing their job for America. Trump came in and just like shit all over them, and all his new guys that came in were like, yeah, we don't need any of this. We're shutting it all down. Just really stuff that is like genuinely key to the infrastructure of America. Just shat it up the wall. He did one called Flash Boys, which was really interesting. I don't think it would make a great movie. I could imagine it could work, but there's not quite enough characters in it compared to Big Short, which had just such good characters. So Flash Boys was about these guys who were involved in dark pool trading, and what they did was this guy discovered it by accident, as all these things, these good stories start with someone discovering something by accident, just being switched on. He was doing a trade, and he saw the price of Microsoft shares. He wanted to buy 100,000 Microsoft shares or whatever, $100,000 worth. And in the time between him seeing the price, pushing yes, and then him receiving it, something had changed, and he got less than he paid for. And he was like, how did that happen?
Right.
And what he found was that there was essentially this group of guys who were intercepting that trade on its way through and getting there first with a quick buy order.
Really?
The big buy order comes in, the price goes up, and then they quickly sell. So they were,
I've heard of that.
So they were obsessed with essentially getting there first, to the point where they built their own line between these two trading places, drilled a hole under a mountain to do it, and so they would get there like a few microseconds before some other guy, and they were hiring out server space in this room that they had, and people were they were paying more to be on the left-hand side of the room compared to the right side, because the left side was technically closer. And he was like, it's not going to make it. They were like, no, we want to pay for that one. Like really, really wild stuff, because if you do that thousands and thousands of times a minute or an hour or whatever, you're going to make money for literally nothing. There's no risk. You know it's going up, and so on. So yeah, the Flash Boys is really good. Let me see what else has he wrote. Let me just check. But either way, I mean, I think Moneyball was the first of his that I read, and then I read all the rest of his books. So he wrote Liar's Poker is really good. Pacific Rift I haven't read.
You were doing very well. I'm very proud of you.
Moneyball, of course. The Blind Side, The Big Short, Boomerang. That's quite good.
30 seconds to battle.
Flash Boys is good. The Undoing Project I haven't read yet, because I didn't. Oh no, I did read it. It is good, but it's very specific. It's about these Israeli guys who come up with this sort of project. It's hard to describe. I don't remember the story particularly well, but it was decent. It was decent.
The battle begins.
He's just so good at finding the characters in these stories. People like Michael Burry and
a lot
guys
of people
like
are fucking pretty uninteresting. But
yeah, but he
there's
makes
gonna
them
be
sound
those
interesting.
few like quirky characters. Even like some of the characters who like did just pretty normal things and wouldn't be like super interesting. Like say for example, Brad Pitt's character, who's not like a super interesting guy, but he still felt like a very compelling character.
He did, yeah. No, you're right. He did. I think the thing is like he has a way of taking a very small part of their character and not making a big deal about it, but explaining that character and sort of trying to derive, like for instance, Michael Berry's dating profile. I am a one-eyed autistic man who is bad at the following things, you know, and how his wife was like, I liked his honesty. Like, that's just, that alone is an interesting backstory for a character, because you're like, okay, that tells me a lot about this guy. And the fact that he read all these mortgages and all that kind of stuff, it's just interesting. This is going to be so unpleasant for these two yahoos against Primal Beast.
Yeah, there's been a Primal Beast picked. Well, you know my thoughts on Primal Beast.
Le
Pretty good.
primal,
However,
c'est optimal.
I think the one thing about the Goon Primal Beast is they could maybe get carried away. Because I sometimes get carried away on Primal Beast. I think I'm a bit too hot before I actually am.
Yeah.
And I kind of throw the game away. You really need those items. Like I refuse to go high ground on Primal Beast unless I have a heart, because there's just no point. You're not in a position to be able to do it.
Yeah.
So you can't overdo it. Make sure you get your items and then hit your timing. But the thing with Primal Beast is like you feel strong like all the time. So you feel like we can just run at them. But it doesn't always work that way.
Radiant's courier has been
Who's my team in the MLB playoffs? So, I'm a Mets fan, so I couldn't tell you which good teams are this year. I don't watch anyone other than us. And we were so bad that everybody looked good, so I really couldn't tell you who's going to win it. Okay, Clavs claims
That's
first
a
death.
Clavs kill on the Wogan.
On the carry, Wogan in trouble. I don't know what they do in
this lane is going to be pretty rough. I didn't realize they had a pos-5 Earthshaker.
Yeah, that's really bad. I think they've
got the
immediately...
Huskar mid, and it's not a great matchup for Huskar either. So
yeah.
This is feeling a little bit... I mean, Plague
bad.
said, blame all the draft issues on him, as he's not taught them.
He's not here, yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is the problem with any teacher, is if you just say, lads, pick this, it would be like the teacher standing next to you on the test and saying, do the following, and you're not really learning.
Yeah.
You're not really learning. What you're doing is copying. You're learning by rote. Like if Plague just says, pick this and this, we've got a great game, boys. He's not teaching them his theory and why. Because they have picked... I mean, they've decided to put the ranged support down here, but this Wraith King needs to have fun too, or this Primal Beast is going to fucking go ham. You got Earthshaker 5? That's as bad as it gets. Trust me. I've tried it. It's not good. You can't close the gap on Silencer. Primal Beast doesn't care about your damage, and if you do come in close, stomper, stomper, stomper.
Yeah, certainly not looking good for the side of Wogan's Wizards at the start. But, you know, they've definitely got opportunities this game. If the Huskar does end up having a good game, I still think it's going to be rough for him. He has awful matchups this game.
He does.
You know, he tries to go on anyone, they get imprisoned. If he gets ruptured, it's very difficult for him. If he gets rocked, it's very difficult for him. If he gets Primal Beast altered, it's very difficult for him.
It's a lot of damage on OD
I know, he might get him here. I think he's just going to be okay.
Yeah, he's just okay. Not enough levels there. He's got 2 levels in Berserker's Blood. Maybe a little bit more on the old, whatchamacallit, the Burning Spears, he would have got him, but not quite enough. But he's actually out CSing the OD.
Yeah, no, it's going well for him at the moment, just because he can stand up here and sort of lay out some harass.
Yeah.
And the OD is going for the max orbs at the moment, so you're not having the easiest time He really needs to just get more levels in prison and try and secure the lane by annoyance.
I feel like the max
How
orbs
is
is
Bloodseeker
okay
doing?
against Huskar though, no? Because
It's okay, but how often are you just going to be able to sit there
yeah,
just orbing?
true that. I mean, I also just think the other issue they've got is they have a Wraith King. I guess it's okay because he can maybe tank a lot of stuff, but I don't know, man. They've got Warlock, they've got Primal Beast. OD mid, Bloodseeker is probably going to have a fun game. This is looking rough. Having said that, I wouldn't want to play into Slaughter, Huskar, Wraith King. That's some chunky boys.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle of the damages for Goonfellas.
Yeah. So, I was down in Bristol last week.
Yeah.
And we went out, so let me think. Was it really only Friday? Let me just check my calendar. Hold on. So, let me see what the date is. It was 2 weeks ago. So, Friday the 22nd. So, it was about 2 weeks ago. And I went out. We all went out. We were out till 4 a.m. I was wearing my new Doc Martens. Turns out, if you don't have really long socks, the edges of the boots will fuck you up. And that's what happened.
Oh, shit.
They cut into me really bad. That's a dead OD. And Hellboy lives.
Nice, that's a big kill for Hellboy.
So I had like these 2 big red rings around my ankles because I didn't have long enough socks and the boots were just fucking killing me by the end of the night. But I was so drunk I didn't care. I woke up the next morning, I had like blood on my socks and stuff from the boots. And I thought, shit, I need to wear long socks when I wear this. You wear long socks, no problem. But if the socks ride down, like if you're dancing for 5 hours, that'll happen, right? The scab just came off, so that's like 2 weeks. So I'm just wondering, what is the heal rate of skin? Like, I'd like to know.
Heal rate of skin?
Yeah, so how many layers of skin am I rebuilding every day? My body's just chugging away, repairing the damage. 2 weeks for a scab, it just came off completely clean. 2 weeks.
I feel like that's...
Is there a depth question? Ah! Yes,
I think
Cloud.
there's definitely a depth question.
Right.
But yeah, I think if you just got a shallow wound, it should just like clean up pretty instantly.
Oh, Jito! Oh, Samo in trouble!
He's fine.
Uh-oh, oof. Depends where on the body it is and what age you are is my
the
guess.
fact is, I have no idea, but that sounds, you know,
that
how
sounds
old you are,
right.
How old you are seems pretty fair, but there's obviously more to it. Like the function behind your skin repairing is like, I don't even know. I know you got like platelets that come in and clot the wound.
And it does it like
how.
I mean, I'm assuming
I don't know how like the skin repairs.
Yeah,
like,
how does it
what
know skin goes here? Like obviously DNA and cell replication and stuff, but what mechanism is in place? Is it just the cells know?
They just know skin has to go here.
Yeah, but how? And what's governing it? Because otherwise my skin would be growing... I mean, so here's another question. I know your skin is constantly growing and replacing itself. So is what's actually happening that the usual skin formation is taking place? And because I know that if you get a really bad cut, you need a skin graft, and I assume that's because your skin is no longer there to say, we need to grow some more skin. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's essentially, the foundation is no longer there.
Yeah,
they
or,
get
like,
the
or like if your skin does start regrowing, it'll regrow in like such a like dodgy way.
Right. Because I know some people, if they get a really bad injury, that's double carry kill for Hellboy. It'll do things
it's like their skin will repair, but like it will just be super shit.
Yeah, like there'll be hairs growing out of it where there weren't hairs before and stuff like that. Like it's all kinds of crazy stuff happens.
Dire's middle tower
Softjari,
is
if you
under
know what you're talking
Mate, if you
about,
know, mate, if you
yeah,
know,
we want to
We
hear.
want to know.
We don't want to hear guesses. We want to hear
Yeah.
that you know what you're talking about. So my question is,
This is trouble for Gibbo.
this is Gibbo is
He's
dead.
dead. I mean, they're doing well on Wogan's Wizards
They are.
in these lanes. Bot lane's gone well.
Yeah.
Samo's struggling a bit. He's now TP bot again.
Radiant structures are fortified.
They set silence bot as well. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to get anything done. OD is going for the
Radiant's middle
Witchblade.
tower is under attack.
Ooh.
So it's going to be a little while before he's going to be able to do anything.
So if
useful.
you injure a part of your body continually, your body will adjust to repair it more frequently and efficiently, and sometimes you get calluses. Interesting. So
Really?
the calluses
So that's
are
why you get
about
calluses in your hand.
yeah, because your
your hands are
body
always
is like
getting.
yeah.
When you're gripping stuff, it's always.
It's like
That's
shit.
pretty
We have
cool.
to do this all the time. Like
Can
just
you just get like a callus on like your dick or something?
I'm sure you can. If you
Yeah.
touch it too much.
It's like we need more assistance here. He's rubbing off too much.
This could be a dead Primal! He goes down!
Dire's courier
Wogan's Wizards are not easy for the taking. No, the skewer through the arm trick, I think, is just an optical illusion like most David Blaine stuff. I mean, a lot of these tricks are not new to David Blaine. He's just a good showman. He's a magician. I mean, I don't know how much of what he does
I'm
is...
an internet troll.
You are?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll carry on talking to chat.
Now. I don't know what the last thing you heard me say was.
Oh, it was some time ago. It was a laugh, I believe.
I see.
That is a tier 1 mid gone, the way of Hellboy.
Radiant's
Wogan's
middle
Wizards,
tower has fallen.
Samo all talked before the game. He said, we're the big boys. And I said, we'll see, Samo. And indeed, we will. Let's see how this game plays out. Oh, this could be trouble. Oh no, Hellboy's okay. Goes in on Squelchy. But unfortunately, the Global Silence has come down. And now, Gakeus may be in trouble. They get the wave. Slaughter no blink. There's a Fisher to block them off. There's a Rupture, though, going in on Jido. Could just TP out. She's going for the TP out.
Though.
She's okay. Goes to the TP away.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Good disengage. They did
They
lose a mid.
rotated 4 for that,
Yeah.
and they get the Huskar. So that's pretty worth it. And Primal Beast, he's having a good time. He's having a lovely little time. But you know, Wraithing not really like the best for him to lane against, just because he needs to really pump out that harass, and it's not super possible when Wraithing just stuns your
Agreed,
ass.
pianist. Agreed, pianist. Yes, kill Samo. Excellent.
Yeah. They're gonna get the Slaughter here. Well, they are gonna get both. That's a massive kill.
That is
And
too big.
no XP for Hellboy on the second kill
Yeah.
over. So that is rough for them. Here comes Jido. Don't know what this is about. They smoked him for that. So I don't know who is buying the wards, as Jake is going for a Blink Dagger. I suspect he wants to secure that. If they do get to this Blink Dagger, you know, it could be pretty good.
is under attack.
Yeah, I mean, I think the issue he's going to have is that, so Slaughter initiates, Silence goes down, Slaughter pops BKB, Gakeus will be standing and waiting for quite some time for everything to stop before he can come in with the Echo. It is hard to initiate
This
a
is
silence
trouble for the
against a
Beast.
silencer. Is
The
it?
Beast is dead as fuck.
He is dead as fuck. 85% black and mild, back from his little holiday or work trip or whatever it was. And by
He was
God,
away?
they missed him. Yeah, he missed a game.
Oh shit.
I can't remember. I think he couldn't get time off work, if I remember rightly. Plague to confirm. I wonder if Plague is watching this on his phone, sweating wherever he is, some meeting or some cool thing. he's
No,
at.
I think he's on a date.
Oh wowzers! Well, where we were.
They obviously heard his new mic, and they were like, "Fucking hell, give me a piece of that."
Who's this saucy fellow? Oh, Plague! You certainly must meet Emily.
I feel like Emily is almost too common of a name.
You're
We
right.
need like a Porsche or
Emilia.
yeah.
Porsche. Gemma is a name that I think of as being quite.
Yeah, that was a Reddit thread which was like, what is a name that is like very clearly a British person, and the top was Gemma.
Gemma, yeah.
You probably wouldn't get many American Gemmas.
It's true. Jemama, maybe. Hetty.
Jemama.
Gertie. This is Gertie. Plague, you must meet Gertie. She's fabulous. Hello, Gertie. I'm Plague. Plague 34, actually.
Dire's middle
Oh, heavens, what a funny name. Oh! They killed that warlock jolly quickly. Well done, Plague. I'm not actually playing, darling. I'm just watching. Oh, I see. What fun.
It does very much sound like I'm listening to like some like tape from a set in like the 1920s.
A Radio 4 play about the 20s, yeah.
Well, I don't, have you ever heard of Just William before?
Yeah, Joss William, yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of the old tapes of that.
Are fortified.
I don't think of Felicia as being a posh white name. In all honesty, I think of it as.
I don't know anyone. I haven't heard of a Felicia in a while.
I know a few black women called Felicia, but I don't know any.
Yeah,
white
it is more their scene.
Yeah. Well, this is tough. BKBs will help a great deal.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, you'd want to slam that.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Well, my name is Edward, which is a reasonably posh sounding name, but I think it's more middle class. But Edward.
But you've rotated in. I don't know if I know anyone who actually goes by Edward.
No, it's always Ed or Eddie or Ted or something. Edward's just a bit of a mouthful. It's just awkward.
It's too much. It's too much.
A guy,
it's like, you know,
a guy dropped a parcel off
like
yesterday.
a Jonathan. Like, just give me a break.
Yeah, call me John. Yeah, or like Rabs. His name is Jonathan. Nobody ever calls him Jonathan.
Jäger-basso and just resubed for
Jonathan
9 months.
is definitely the name you get called by your parents when they're pissed.
Jonathan.
Yeah.
Jonathan, Jim Bob, Felicia, Rashad, come here right now. Sorry, Peter.
What was that last name? Rashad.
Somebody listed a Felicia Rashad. I don't know who that is, but he's in.
Oh shit! Primal Beast is in here.
Oh,
There's a nice
the
rock in the
turnaround.
back, and he could get the turnaround. Can they get the Hellboy? They are. This is going disastrously.
Oh dear.
For Wogan's Wizards, and Samo is here. There's an imprisoned to not take the kill. In fact, he saved him.
Ah! He did save him.
That was foolish from Squelchy.
That slam was almost god tier. It needed to be a little earlier, but pre-blink it's hard. I think now he can afford the blink. We might be able to see something from Gakeus, but it is very hard. Buy the blink, Jake. There you go, bud. Now BKB has to be the item for a lot of these heroes. Harpoon coming out first on Slardar. I wonder if he's going to seriously be very, very sad about that. You best run if someone is middle naming you. Yeah, that's true. I use that on my kids. I give them the full name, and they give me a look like, oh, fuck. It was at that moment she knew. She fucked up. Oh, God. Jacob Rees-Mogg's kids' names is the weirdest fucking thing. Do you know all these kids' names, Ashwin?
I've vaguely heard of them. I can't tell them off the top of my head now. I knew they were like crazy though.
Radiant are scanning.
So his children are Jacob Rees-Mogg. Children names. So, his children are called. Wait, is this article actually going to deliver? Alright, this is tedious.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They have Peter Theodore Alphage Rees-Mogg.
Alphage. Fuck off with
I
that.
think Alphage is as fancy a name as it gets.
Yeah. But Alphage is like the name of some sort of like cell in the human body. You can imagine a fucking documentary.
I love having lots of children. We have as many as possible, but as Helena does all the hard work, I think 6 will be it. Peter Theodore Alphage, come here.
I think 6 will be it. Yeah, fair enough, mate. Get the granny to, not the granny, the nanny to raise him. While the little Ben-Own's just fucking asleep on the bench.
Mary Ann Charlotte Emma. Thomas Wentworth Somerset Dunstan. And so, yeah, others. And others.
And others, so they didn't even make the cut.
No. Six.
There's a lot of normal names in there, but when lumped together, it screams posh. Like, you know, if you've got more than 3 names, you can fuck off.
Agreed. I think that
how many people do you need a fucking honor in your name that you need that many names?
Fortune.
Just have more kids. I mean, he's honouring things like this. Alphage lad was like some church guy that refused to play the Danegeld back in like the 11th century or something. Like, that's not a family
Absolute
thing.
icon for my family.
Iconic Alphage. Based Alphage, that's who you're named after.
We pray to Alphage at
Yes,
every...
good old Alphage.
Whenever we have a similar
Raise a glass to Alphage. Damn the Danegeld.
Under attack.
Well, this is getting away from the lads. It was a hard game from the outset. They just got so... They've got such an easy team fight to execute. You get jumped, you press R on silencer. The fight is going badly or you want to solidify it, you press R on Warlock. Primal Beast just fucking goes in and you have to deal with him. And then you've got Bloodseeker chasing down any low heroes, and you've got OD offering setup and save and pissing damage. It's really hard. Into which you have 4 melee heroes into Warlock, which never feels like fun, because you're all going to get Fatal Bonds. And then you have Venge, great. Wraith King, not great. Not a big fan of this lad. He's gone Midas Radiance, so he basically does nothing. I guess they're praying for Plague to be right about high ground being the only thing that matters.
Yeah. He's not wrong, but the ultimate counter to the high ground is Primal Beast having a heart, which he's not going for. He's going a BKB.
BKB heart? Is that okay, or...?
No, it's not good. What's he
Okay.
doing? And he's also got an Axe first. I mean, the Axe is pretty good, to be fair. But, just get a heart. Just get a heart.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
You can just sit under the tier 3 and nothing will hurt you. And you can just go high ground. It doesn't really matter. Like,
Yeah.
they don't have a great push, so it doesn't really matter if anything else happens. You can just sit there. Looks like they're going to do it anyway.
And up they go.
Samo is taking the heat though, apart from instead of Primal Beast.
Sixtus
No,
Dominic Boniface Christopher Rees-Mogg. Peter Theodore Alphage Rees-Mogg. Thomas Wentworth Somerset Dunstan Rees-Mogg. Alfred Wulfric Layson Pius Rees-Mogg. Mary Ann Charlotte Emma Rees-Mogg. And Anselm Charles Fitzwilliam Rees-Mogg. Come down here this instant! Yes, Peter! 'Tis time to sup! Anselm.
Anselm as your first name. He's got some. He's got a Charles in there, but they've gone with Anselm.
Anselm.
I'm looking up the name Anselm.
He was the patron
Anselm
saint
of Canterbury.
Silver spoons.
Yeah. Who's this guy? As an archbishop, he defended the church's interests in England amid the investiture controversy in 1100.
Yeah, this guy.
He's just got all his mates from 1100.
Would you describe yourself, Mr. Rees-Mogg, as somewhat old-fashioned? Yes, I suppose you could say that. Since I name my children after people who are 1,000 years dead. If I have another kid, I'll name him Canute.
Canute, nice.
Yeah. Or even, what was that? Oh, hello. I'll name him Lud.
Oh, that's a nice science.
They're in.
Nice science.
Look at that!
What a fucking fight!
Oh my god!
What a silence. Okay, can Husker own here? Oh, he's been thrown in the. And the swap
the swap was on the wrong target.
It doesn't seem matter. That was a great silence.
That was excellent from Clavs.
Canute.
Lud, after King Lud.
Yeah.
A pre-Roman king.
A pre-Roman king, Lud.
Yeah, Ludgate is named after him. There are little statues of King Lud. Big fan.
Nice. What's some baller pre-Roman? I mean, it'll just be like Egyptian and Greek and Arabic lads.
I mean, I'm a big fan.
What if you just ditched out like Nebuchadnezzar for your kid's
Oh,
name?
that's a heck of a name. As a middle name, maybe. I think I'm a big fan of the old Britain kings because they would have been so shit. Like, it would have been such a very basic existence. But we still somehow managed to knock out a few kings here and there. Make a henge, you know. I'd love to know what were they like. Bunch of pagans. Worshipping the sun and shit like that. I'm drawn to that era of Britain, I think.
Yeah, it's
romantic
almost.
almost.
And I think that continued for like the non-English bits of the British Isles. For a little while longer.
Yeah, the Celtic stuff. And then the depths of like Wales and Cornwall and stuff like that. A lot of those places.
I mean, they're probably still like that in like Northern Wales. You never know.
Yeah, but I feel like obviously a lot of our sort of who we were before the Romans was just erased, really.
Yeah.
Replaced by the Romans and then the Vikings
Well, we didn't
and then
really
the
write
Normans.
anything down, did
No,
we?
but I mean that's
we
the thing.
were too
is
busy like
never got a
wearing
chance.
sheepskins and shit.
Yeah, we never got a chance. We got Romaned, we got Vikinged, we got Normand. It's pretty brutal. Not in that
that's
order.
Just like that. I mean, I don't know if we would have ever written something down, like until something like that happened, because you know there's cases of those lads in North Sentinel Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been chilling there. They've had plenty of time to start writing shit down.
Yeah.
But they're still just in their fucking mud huts. So
I don't. I
would
mean,
have just been chilling in mud huts
yeah,
for
but
a
maybe
while.
we would have got to the point where there would have been people that came over and didn't invade
Yeah, and
us.
so that's the thing. Like when you get competition from other people, you're like, shit, we better advance some stuff.
Yeah.
So if we were just like left to be chill, then we would have not really advanced at all.
Yeah, maybe. But then, having said that, the Native Americans were fighting each other a fair old bit. We were fighting each other a fair old bit. There were all kinds of different kingdoms. I wonder if it's just that a lot of those advances came from people who were just further along the tech tree. I mean, we were still just basically at the getting by phase of basic farming and living in little villages and stuff. Other people, they'd already got there. Because the spread of civilization started off, where the spread of humanity, really, the Fertile Crescent and all that. If that's where everything starts with farming, people have a head start on you in terms of getting things written down, getting an organization, getting religion, stuff like that. So we were just a little bit of an outlier. I mean, nowadays it's not any distance at all.
Oh, that's a nice fissure block. It could absolutely fuck them up here.
Well, they could, but I don't think they're gonna,
nice
sadly.
It gets the lifesteal and he's gonna get another one there.
God.
Oh, the slab!
That's a big slam!
It's not gonna matter. They're gonna get Primal Beast. No, not quite. Oh, Lord in heaven. That's a lot of damage from OD. This is a lovely, what's it called? Upheaval.
I mean, honestly, this draft is just not the one.
It was a bit rough. But what I was gonna say is, it's like writing, even in like big empires, was I think it was one of the mid Central American empires, like I don't think it was. It was either the Aztecs, the Mayans, or the Incans. One of them, like,
Dire's top barracks
and these were
has
like
fallen.
pretty big lads.
I think
And one of them,
the
or maybe all
Mayans
of them,
just
didn't have any
disappeared.
writing systems.
Yeah, but the Mayans
one-
also just disappeared, didn't they?
Yeah, I know. But they just had like no records of anything.
Dire's
Right.
And I think one of them had a writing system which was like tying knots in rope, and like that was their form of like imagine you want to read your new favorite book and you're just going through the rope like being like
So, well, you know what's funny is in that book, Children of Ruin, about the spider civilization that forms. That's literally
Yeah.
how they write stuff down.
yeah, I know that
Yeah.
I was wondering if he
Oh,
if
I'm
he,
sure
'cause
he
there,
did.
there was definitely like parallels to things that I know about
Right.
ancient civilization in his book, which I thought was pretty cool. It was a really good book.
Well, hold on now, Eri. They also sacrificed thousands of people. Like, I wouldn't call that living your best life. I'd call that being a rich, powerful Aztec was probably banging. But that's been true throughout history. I mean, if you sent me back in time to ancient Rome and guaranteed me I would be fabulously wealthy, I'm sure it's a fucking nice lifestyle.
Oh yeah, it must have been glorious.
I mean, being a
There were a
rich
lot of people who
Victorian
weren't like that.
gentleman would have been fucking banging as well. You know, you could go any time in history. It's going to be great. Being a king, people bringing, feasts, and just you get to be able to throw cups on the ground and huzzah! And everybody, yes, your majesty, I want a tournament! Organize me a tournament! Ah, ha, ha, ha. Invade that country! Yes!
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Kara said that the Aztecs oppressed the other tribes and sacrificed them. So like they just invade someone, and then they're all off to the altar. Like there's no questions asked. You're in the bin.
Yeah, you're in the
Which
bin.
is a pretty hardcore way of doing things.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? Makes the British Empire look pretty nice.
Yeah, overall.
We didn't put people in a bin.
No, we just put them in hard labor.
We can laugh about it now, but at the time it was terrible, of course.
Yeah. I mean, it's oh shit, Gina's come through here.
Radiant's top tower
Unless she's
is
going
under
back.
Run away!
Getting the wards down and then leaving. Every fucking strong empire in history has atrocitied their way to the point they were at.
Yeah.
There was no fucking cultural victory in at least not in
And
pre
you know what?
1900.
This is what annoys me about Civ. Is that the Romans did in, 1,000 years or so. How many turns is that? I mean, they went from, let me think, a few hundred BC all the way up to about 700 AD, and they conquered Europe. And back then, that would have been like conquering 2/3 of the map, the known map, right? For Europe. And you think about Civ, if you're playing like a medium map in Civ, there's no way you could do that. There's no way you could do that.
Yeah,
It's impossible. Taking one city takes multiple fucking turns. They were taking entire civilizations. Just boop, you're Roman. That's it.
Yeah, they were like a lot of the lads that they were fighting against were just kind of lads with sticks and shit.
Yeah.
Like especially I don't think France was like particularly organized when they just
The
domied
Gauls
France.
and that. No, of
It
course.
was just a bunch of lads. So like it wasn't like they were fighting equally prepared civs.
It's
I
true.
mean, but they did have fights like that with Carthage though. They fucking
Oh
domied
yeah.
France. In fact, I think Carthage was like the thing in those wars. I think like for the first war, I think Carthage was like arguably stronger than Rome.
Yeah, yeah.
It was before Rome became this like mega empire.
Yeah. I mean,
And so
having
Carthage
just played,
they had like
they had a navy that Rome
I thought
did not
they
have.
had something on the Italian like area, like they had Sicily or something.
They had Sicily. So this is again going from Rome Total War 2, which I'm sure is accurate. When the Roman Empire, but pre-Roman Empire was just Rome, didn't even have all of Italy. Sicily was in the hands of other lads, Syracuse and stuff like that. Hannibal took all that. Carthage took that. Then they had this big Punic War, the Second Punic War.
Yeah.
And then it was like, the elephants and all that. But the Carthage had a navy. The Romans were like, what the fuck do we do? So their navy was a copy of the Carthaginian navy, but they were still behind on the tech tree. Like if you've essentially had a navy and fought with it, like every war, every battle that you have, you are learning. Because some guy comes back and he's like, you know what the problem is? The front of these ships needs to be stronger. And they're like, so and this is how we need to do the rigging, and this is how we need to do, the framework needs to be here. So some Roman looks at your boat and is like, look at that, it's got a ship with a bit of metal on front. And that's what your tier 1 ships were. But you're now on tier 2 or tier 3. So the Romans were behind a lot, and they did lose to Carthage, but they beat Carthage in the end. Roman organization, innit? But they were fighting Carthage and still taking other shit. That's what I'm saying. They're fighting wars on multiple fronts. I feel like Civ doesn't do a good enough job of saying you're ahead. So not only do you make more stuff, you make a lot more fucking stuff. But it's not like the Roman Empire is still a thing.
He didn't beat it. Oh, that's got to be that. They're gonna fight to the end. This is the upper bracket, right? So whoever, there's a slam in. Can they get anything off this?
No.
It doesn't look like it. The damage is so much coming through from his OD.
Wow.
He's dealing so much.
They just got at this draft of theirs is fucking awful. Like really, really bad. I don't know what this POS 5 Earthshaker was. I don't get that this Huskar's done nothing compared to what you would hope. I mean, I don't know if it was OD last pick, but it was a brutal pick. And the silencer has been really good. Like really good.
A nice game. Cheeto's down again. Slaughter's coming back in for death. Boosh, him.
Yeah.
And that's surely gonna be that.
Well,
this is a rare game, which is just been pretty straightforward.
I'm gonna message play.
They've called it. They have called it. So they're gonna be going down to the lower bracket to face someone. But more importantly, Goonfellas move on to the upper bracket finals. Upper bracket finals? They've won 2 games, so that they would be their top.
Let me have a look.
Top 4 now? They're top 4,
Let's have a
I
look.
think.
International 2023 playoff bracket. So this was upper bracket round 2. So upper bracket final is Too Hot for Dota against Goonfellas.
Right, okay, that's going to be a big match.
Yeah, so Wogan's Wizards are dropping down from the looks of this to face
That's going to be a tough game. Wait, lost?
Yeah.
Where did they start in the lower bracket? Who did they lose to?
I think lost to Too Hot for Dota, who have gone through to the upper bracket final. This is going for the bracket on the website. So lost, they've dropped down, and they now face the winner of Bingus and Mancaf. And then the Billionaires and Bad Lads play, and they'll face Wogan's Wizards. So it's Too Hot for Dota against Goonfellas in the upper bracket final. And then the winner of Billionaires Bad Lads versus Wogan's Wizards. And the winner of Biggest Academy / Mancaf versus will face off in lower bracket round 5. Then the lower bracket final will be either Too Hot for Dota or Goonfellas versus whichever team makes it through the lower bracket before the grand final on Sunday. Very exciting. Goonfellas, that was a very good performance.
That was really good. Like, I was surprising how clean that was.
It was clean.
Some of the games we've had so far, it's been like a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
Frankly, going high ground and trying to close out the game. There's been throws and people just standing in the wrong place and doing pretty strange things. But this was pretty clean, especially from
Gibbo 789 just resubed for 33 months. Upper bracket run baby.
Thank you, Gibbo. So 85% Black and Mild on the slaughter was 2-9 and did 4.4k hero damage. He did not have a game. He really could not get anything going. I don't know if this Harpoon was the play. That is a lot of money. Harpoon is 4.5k gold. I feel like a Blink and a BKB might have been better to at least get in there. The problem is They only had one BKB. It was Huskar at the end there. Wogan going for... Look at this build. Midas, Radiance, Blink. So he blinks in, gets silenced, gets OD'd, gets fucking chained up by Warlock, gets Primal Beast. He cannot do anything in these fights. And I feel like anytime they want to start a fight, they're going to have to do a Global Silence. But then you've also got Warlock ult, you've got Primal Beast, you've got OD, and then you've got Blood, so you can just click in fucking everybody. Their draft does not play into Goonfellas' draft at all. I don't know how you're meant to win this game. Very, very hard. They also took quite a few fights. I felt like maybe they could have just done the classic avoid the enemy as much as you can.
Yeah.
But they just couldn't. They wanted to fight and they lost. Very quick game.
It was a very bad Huskar game, a very bad Wraithking game,
Yeah.
a very bad Slardar game. So
And
like, all of
Earthshaker
them,
pulse fire.
especially Huskar and Slardar, they're gonna get fucked over by Primal Beast because
Yeah.
like when they're trying to get a little bit freaky, Primal Beast is just gonna start tossing them about.
I mean that.
And then they
offlane-
also struggle against OD because they're like single target dudes, and so
Yeah.
if OD tries to go on anyone, they're fucked. And then they've got to battle through like a Global Silence and a Chaotic Offering. It was just a really good draft for Goonfellas.
It was a really good draft.
Team fight. They had damage. They had tank. And I just don't know what Wogan's Wizards drafted. They had none of those things.
I would need to see when it came to the draft. I can't remember what the draft was, unfortunately. But I think if you get Primal Beast and Warlock, you're basically happy already because
Yeah.
that's like 2 lanes essentially that you are gonna struggle to lose. Like you've got a Warlock in lane, very strong, very annoying, great teamfight hero, farms well. Probably for me one of the best supports around at the moment. You've got Primal Beast, you can put him mid, you can put him off lane, incredibly strong hero, big fan, very easy to just stand behind this lad. You can't fucking kill him, and he just stomps around and does damage. Like, it's not like he's just hard to kill, he pisses damage as well. And he has like a decent disable, decent initiation, but he even has like, you can even use it as escape. Like, he's just a really fucking solid hero. And then if a fight is going wrong, you press R on the silencer, and what are you going to do? You can't do anything until you all get BKBs. You're just standing around. Brutal. Because it's not like Venge gets level 6. She can't save your ass. Because she can't. The Global Silence is down. That's time for them to kill one hero.